greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated.
What's goody, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where you get your crypto news, XRP in particular. But you know, we got XDC on here. We talking about all the good crypto information. So last time I talked about tariffs, I talked about I don't know what I talked about. I talked about so much stuff, man. But I definitely would like to just jump on, you know, while XRP whales accumulating right now. Obviously the crypto market is just you know, it's dropping a lot of bit. It's dropping a lot of bit. let's keep it 100 on the channel. So something major is unfolding with the XRP ledger and most people are missing it. Let's break it down. So pretty much it is break it down in the comments. I'm not gonna get like all into it. He's just breaking it down like the zones of trading it and all that other good stuff. So moving on. It says breaking Pro Shares Trust XRP ETF is set to make its public offering on April 30th, 2025. So it's already the 15th of April. Well, we got about 15 more days allegedly that is supposed to be you know, ETF for XRP. So that's underway and a long time coming for sure. So that's Pro Shares. I definitely don't want to make this video long, but I'm definitely gonna make it strong with some, you know, good information for a little bit. Breaking Amazon has just approved XRP for payments following the Ripple partnership. This is not anything new. I've already spoken about this, guys, but if I'm not mistaken, you know, it says that it approved XRP for payments back in the years or, you know, months prior to, I guess, the approval. They just already had a partnership with Ripple, but now you can see that they on the website of Amazon, everything like that. So XRP is a decentralized global network of banks and payment providers using Ripple's distributed financial technology, in which you use real-time messaging. So, you know, everybody's on that Amazon.com and all that other good stuff. So payments and transactions are obviously a big thing. So they can get it in real time. It's always good to know. So that's definitely some good news. And make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely trying to get these watch hours up. So I really appreciate it if you guys share and, you know, like at the bottom. Leave a comment. Let me know your opinion. Things like that. It says breaking Brad Garlinghouse declares the Bitcoin experiment failed. XRP will replace it and has been engineered for $10,000. Let's hear this together. Let me make sure that Brad said that himself.
Transaction often can take an hour. I think XRP and the performance of XRP compares to Bitcoin. So you know, Bitcoin today, you know, as was said earlier, Bitcoin in many ways has been a successful experiment, but not when it comes to payments. The throughput of Bitcoin, both in terms of to confirm a transaction, often can take an hour. I think Tavis said earlier, you're not going to use Bitcoin to buy coffee unless you want to wait there an hour for it to confirm the transaction. And then the transaction cost would be pretty high. So your Bitcoin
all right, so obviously Brad did not say 10K. That was like an added on you know, fluff to that caption. But if you guys understand, you know, supply and demand and what XRP is actually used for, it is for obviously payments, and it can get transferred in seconds. So the higher the price for XRP, the less XRP coins needs to be sent. And hey, if you understand that, then you're golden. So the more coins that you buy for less price, and the higher that the coin increases as time progresses, you're in the money. All right. I'm not a financial advisor. Brad Garlinghouse did not say $10,000, but hey, I'm not going to fluff him 10K. We need that 10K. Lord knows we need that 10K. All right, so Cassie, Ripple managing director for the UK and Europe, has confirmed a euro-backed stablecoin on XRP ledger. Listen to this.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassie Craddock, managing director for the UK and Europe at Ripple. I've been at Ripple for 8 years now, so it's been quite the journey from, convincing banks to partner on a network to send cross-border payments, right through to being able to provide banks and financial institutions end-to-end digital asset infrastructure through payments, through custody, through stablecoin, and through tokenization use cases that we're going to talk about today. I think what's really been interesting from a Ripple perspective, I'm responsible for Europe, and I think what we've seen over the last year, 18 months, 2 years or so is MiCA has really given banks and financial institutions this level of certainty to be able to lean into the blockchain and digital asset space. And so we've seen some really great innovative use cases on the back of that. So, we partnered with SocGen Forge, one of the leading banks here in France, firstly around custody, but now more broadly on issuing their EuroCV stablecoin on XRP Ledger. There are many other use cases that we're partnering, our customers are partnering with us on around money market funds and bringing those on chain. And we're actually seeing that trend continue to increase as we start to see more institutional interest in this space. On the Ripple side, we're solving kind of the trapped liquidity issue with our cross-border payment product and enabling financial institutions to better service their customers by enabling them to have instant real-time payments through a kind of network of partners that enables to move cash from A to B. Now that could be physical cash, it could be stable coins, it could be using XRP, and I think that's a really interesting use case that we've seen mass adoption over the years from, and then just generally speaking, I think from our perspective, solving that cross-border payment problem was a first step. Doing that and building the infrastructure to be able to do that in a sophisticated way for banks and financial institutions just led us down the path of owning that kind of end-to-end digital asset infrastructure. And so the custody technology was really critical for us to acquire back in 2023 because we know that custody is the entry point. Before you do anything in digital asset, whether you're thinking about tokenization, whether you're thinking about payments or thinking about NFTs or whatever you're thinking about, you need to get your custody right and you need bank-grade custody. And so that critical piece of infrastructure is something that's now enabling us to partner with banks and financial institutions for them to tokenize, for them to create use cases that maybe we don't want to lean into, but to be able to use our technology to do that. I think it's really important, and Adelia and I, we work, given that we're the largest developer on the XRP Ledger, Ripple wants to solve institutional financial use cases, right? But we want to create ecosystems where developers are pushing the boundaries. And I think that's been really interesting to see how these developers or these financial institutions leverage our technology to be able to, I guess, drive the future of financial services forward. User experience. Good user experience means that these, banks and financial institutions or consumers of these products, they need really good infrastructure to be able to power it. They need the right custodians, they need the right wallet, they need the right compliance tools to be able to really kind of power this on a truly global scale. And I think, there are early signs and indications that, both of these are in place, but I think we have we do have quite the journey to go in order to be able to really truly create this on a global scale.
All right, so moving forward, that is Cassie. And this is Justin. It says rumors are spreading in the fast in the XRP community that the Federal Reserve may soon adopt XRP for global transactions using the ISO 4217 standard. In words, is XRP could hit 10K. So this is what I'm saying. These are rumors, guys. That 10K number is definitely in the air. It's been in my dreams. It's been on the screen. Oh, look at that. That was wrong. So I'm gonna keep it in the air. I'm gonna keep that hope alive. That 10K number is out here for a reason. I'm not the only one saying it. But if the Federal Reserve does use XRP, that'd be good. That'd be good news, right? Like I'm not against it, but obviously these are rumors, right? This is not true. So this is XRP Las Vegas. If you're available on May the 20th, I say May the 20th, May the 30th and 31st, there's a big XRP Las Vegas event. Obviously, you can purchase your tickets on the website, xrplasvegas.com. And it's 44 days left, guys. You can book your hotel and all that other good stuff. I think before this event is going to be a Bitcoin event. So, a lot of crypto advocates and YouTube friends and family will definitely be in Vegas in May. So I hope to see you guys there. I will definitely be there with some other crypto nerds and just meeting new people, meeting new YouTube friends and family that we talk to all the time via the internet. But it's always good to see you guys in person. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and if you're coming to Vegas, drop some comments below. Let me know if I'm gonna see y'all in Vegas. But I'm out. Peace.